You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
It is no longer Black Friday. It is White Small Business Sunday, which means you get to save big, even though you're shopping small. So,
hey, Onrie.
Yeah, what?
It's Saturday.
Saturday? Yeah.
You said Small Business Sunday?
Did I small Sunday? Okay, all right. Sorry. I don't even know what day it is. I'm just so excited to show everybody all these dollar comics we have here. But aside from that, do not forget, this is the time right now, if you haven't yet, to hit that subscribe. Even though we didn't hit it today, if we still get those up, we're going to still unlock some for you guys. We got a heck of a show for you guys, a heck of a day for you guys on Small Business Tuesday. Subscribe.
Hey, Onrie, I think I lost you.
Play the opener, Jay. Onrie, reset your internet.
All right, here we go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Kickin It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I am your host, Onrie Compen. I'm sorry, I was supposed to be on the EXP on Saturday, and then that didn't work out, and I was going to do something on yesterday on Friday. But unfortunately, that didn't work out because Mr. Bentley got sick, and he's just he needed to go to the vet and get checked out because he's on antibiotics right now for a double ear infection, and he's just been puking up stuff everywhere. So, and I guess I'm not flying with him now to California next week. Everything okay? What's going on? My video's jacked. Is it still jacked? Are we good? Yes, no?
No, you're real janky.
Yeah, Onrie, you look like if a 56K
Am I still freezing?
Yes. You look like what would happen if a 56K modem decided it didn't want to show up for work today. Well, so I will talk to the people while Onrie figures his stuff out.
Okay,
What's up,
here.
Producer Kyle? How's it going?
Kyle, can you see me?
No.
What the heck's going on here? All right.
I can see that you've moved off to the side, but every time you move back into the center of the frame, you look like you're on a 56K modem. All right, let's try this. Let's try this. Here we go.
Okay. All right, we're back. I'm sorry, guys. I got to get something checked out with my internet here. That's been another exciting deal I've been dealing with. Hey, Make2 and Kenneth, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming and hanging out here. All right, guys. So we got a great show lined up for you guys today. We're doing dollar bin diving. But before that, we got some markdown keys and grails on the bottom rack here. I'm going to hook you guys up with some really sweet deals because all this stuff here needs to move. We're also going to have an independent comic showcase. I'm going to be bringing on Chuck Pino, my editor on both Eastern Shin and Warline, to talk about work that he has that we're going to be showcasing. And then we're also going to be premiering for the first time ever a new character that is going to make her first appearance in the next issue of Eastern Shin, which is going to be coming out next year. So this is a pretty exciting day because we get to share all this stuff with you guys and hook you up with great deals on Small Business Saturday. You spend $25 with me, you get to spin the wheel, and you're going to win something no matter what. You spend $50 with me, you get free shipping on your order. I don't care how many comics you get. You can get boxes and boxes full of them. I will ship them to you on the house if you spend over $50. All right? So let's get started with what we got here on the bottom rack. The first book that I'm showcasing this afternoon is the Young Avengers Special. And we got a cover here. I think it was Jim Chung who did the artwork on this, on the main series. I'm not sure who did this exact cover though, but it is written by Alan Heinberg. He's the one who launched the series and the creator of it. So he does this special. So we got the Young Avengers Special going today for just $5, $5 on this. Oh, wait, it's Small Business Saturday. I forgot about that. We're going to take 20% off. So now it's just $4. $4 for the Young Avengers Special, #1. It's a one-shot. I have Silver Surfer. This is part of a limited series by Greg Pak. And normally this book goes for $5. Once again, I will do it for $4. It's Small Business Saturday. Let's make it happen. And then the next book I have here is The Punisher, The Prize. This looks pretty cool. It's just one of those out-of-print, one-shot graphic novels that Marvel used to put out, where they take single stories with these characters and set them in their own universe and just do some cool stuff. Written by Chris Henderson and art by Mike Harris. So here's some of the interior art on The Punisher, The Prize. So I'll tell you guys what this story is about here. What's up, Steven Spock? Frank Castle wanted to put Vietnam behind him and get on with his life. His wife and children loved him. His was going to be a good existence, and it was for a while. Then mob violence tore his family from him, leaving him incapable of any emotion except the desire for revenge. His old life gone now, he exists as the Punisher. And then there's a quote, "He who does not punish evil commands it to be done." In The Prize, Da Vinci's words lie coldly at the heart of the Punisher's conflict. As a mysterious year-old invitation to a black market auction draws him and a glamorous network reporter into an international free-for-all, the driven adventurer feels for the first time that perhaps enough is finally enough. How long, he wonders, must he deny himself a normal existence? How long? Is the Punisher ready to give up his war? Perhaps. And I think this is an interesting concept to explore, because how long can these superheroes continue to be in their roles? If you're reading the current Marvel stuff with Punisher, there's actually a new guy who's taken over from Frank Castle. And, if you read Jason Aaron's run on Punisher, you know where he is presently. But the thing that I found kind of sad about that run was we just saw such a dark side of Frank Castle. But Frank wasn't he wasn't a dark guy before the mob violence, happened in his family. Or maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. The point is that this is something that I think doesn't get explored enough, and why I think the character can sometimes get misconstrued. But the Punisher is still a man, and he was a person. He's not just someone who's just hell-bent on killing for the rest of existence. He's still young. He's still virile. He can start again. So why wouldn't he? It's what most people do. At some point, he would get tired of just, all the violence and everything. So we got this book right here, The Prize, which is a great title for this, going for just $4. Then we got Jen King in the house. How's Jen doing? Jen's doing like 3,000 million things at once, so the fact that she's even tuning in for like a second is a great honor. All right, we have Robotech 2, The Sentinels, #1. This is part of a 12-issue miniseries, and we got the first issue here. This is going to go for $4. We're taking 20% off all of our lower rack books right now because we need to move them. So $4 on this. And it's Small Business Saturday. If I don't give you guys incentive, what incentive do you have? I'm giving it all. All right, I got Azrael Annual #3. This is written by Dennis O'Neil and illustrated by Jim Aparo. Both of these guys are big Batman contributors, and they did this Azrael Annual. And it is normally $5. We're going to knock it down to just $4 for you. It's a cool cover. It almost looks like a cosplay cover, and yet there's something about it that feels like it's illustrated. And I would have to think it's probably like J.G. Jones or something. I didn't have a chance to really look this book up, but I guess since we're on the air and like doing this right now, I might as well look it up. Let's see who did the cover for this book, or if someone else in the audience knows, feel free to tell me. The Azrael Annual. Let's see. Who did the cover? So I got this going for $4 right now. I'm looking for the, actually, yeah, hold on a second. it'll be easier for me to check it out on the computer. Who did the cover art for Azrael Annual 3? No, they only credit the interior artists where I'm looking. Who did the art on the cover? Okay, Glenn Orbick. There we go. I'm glad I researched that because I could have easily just said that this was a J.G. Jones, but it's not. It's a completely different artist, but it looks really cool, really detailed, and this is the actual art. It looks so photorealistic, like it looks like a cosplay cover, but it's not. And this is going for just $4. Next up, I got Skull the Slayer #2. This is also going to go for just $4 right now. Normally $5, going down to $4. And then I got a hot ticket item. We have Sensational She-Hulk #1, normally priced at $50. We're going to knock it down to $40 today. So if you've ever wanted to own a copy of Sensational She-Hulk #1, you can right now for just $40. Not 50, 40. Normally sell this at 50. I'm going to do it for 40. It's a very clean copy of the book. I don't think there's a ding on it. Spine looks completely flawless. Sensational She-Hulk #1 is $40. Not 50, but 40. We got to move it. She's got to move. She's got to move. All right, I think I did it all I could. I walked out of the way. I gotta go back to your place. Someone wants you, sister. I promise you. Are we stuck again? Are you kidding me?
You cleared up right when I typed that out.
Guys, I'm sorry about the internet. I gotta get this figured. And it's having for a while now, so I'm trying to turn it on and off, and it just slows down on me. All right, I got the Amazing Spider-Man 800. Amazing Spider-Man 800 is going to go for $15. $15 today. I broke the internet. I absolutely did. Thanks for sticking in with me anyway, Steven Spock. I appreciate it. All right, I got Just Imagine Stan Lee's Wonder Woman. This is a reimagining of all the DC lineup as though they were created through Stan Lee's vision. So if Stan Lee were to come up with these characters and give them their own origins and everything, what would he do? And Stan would put these together with some really great talent. He had Mike Uslan, Gene Colan, and Tom Palmer, and Len Kindzierski. And this book right here is actually illustrated by Jim Lee. So it was Stan Lee and Jim Lee teaming up to bring you Wonder Woman, Stan Lee's vision of Wonder Woman, which is pretty cool. And it's going to go for just $4 today. The internet can't handle the Kavorka of Onrie. No, it can't. None of you can. All right. The next book I have here is What If Dark Carnage #1. And this is a variant cover here. Now, I just finished playing Spider-Man 2 on PS5. And now I have been on a massive primarily. So am I out here? Am I good? Because I just something change. Am I good?
We can hear you. It's just the video is kind of grainy.
It's a grainy video. What is going on here? I'm going to do a speed test real quick and see what's going on. I might actually have to reset my router again, which would take up a couple minutes of time here. We had the same problem last week. I'm sorry, everyone. Wow. Yeah, just a sec, guys. I'm running a speed test real quick. Okay, so I just did a speed test and it's telling me that my connection speed is fine. I'm wondering if there's something else I'm doing on my end that's interfering with a good connection. Because I'm supposed to be hardlined in. Just see something real quick. No, everything's working. See if that works. Give it a second here. Okay, how are we now? Are we good? Am I good? Less fizzy?
Well, you were for a second. Now you froze again.
Am I still frozen?
No, now you're not.
Okay, now I'm not. Can everybody see me and are we good? Is there any freezing or anything? Don, what's up, man? All right, I'll hold up a book. All right, so I have What If Dark Carnage #1, and I am doing this for $8 today. I had it priced at $10, so I'm taking 20% off. Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much. All right, does anybody have any questions about any of these other books? Because I feel like I missed out on maybe you guys having a chance to hear about any of these books. So if there's anything anybody's interested in here. All right, Don's claiming carnage. Thank you, Don. Oh, man. Yeah, so I just finished playing Spider-Man 2, and now I've been, like, on all things symbiote. I'm, like, on a big symbiote, like, thing. And next week, I'm going to bring on some really cool $2 comics I just picked up from North Shore Comics. We got a really huge collection of Marvel Tales, Spider-Man, and Web of Spider-Man coming in. So the Web of Spider-Man stuff, I'm kind of like tempted to hold on to it because I really love that. All right. Okay, Chuck's in the house. All right. Well, that's perfect timing. Chuck, come on in.
What up?
What's going on, man?
I'm doing good, man. You know what? I thought I should burst in, and then you should burst out. You do a speed test. I'll chat with these people.
You know what? You might have to because, like, my internet connection has been like.
I was watching the show.
I've been jumping in and out. It's weird. So if that happens, thank God you're here because you can pick up the pace for me. All right, Chuck, can I show 4 more books on this bottom rack here?
Dude, go.
All right, and then we're gonna get going over here. But feel free to chime in because, like, you know, the one thing I love about you is that you're here because you love comics. You know comics.
Yeah.
So it's always good having an extra like person to bounce things off of to express my to have a conversation. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. So the next book we got here is the Elektra Saga #2. We got Frank Miller and Klaus Janson on this. And I'm doing this today for just $4. Not 5, but 4. I'm knocking $1 off. That's 20% off. Because it's Small Business Saturday. Small Wiener Business Saturday.
You know how big those books are?
How big they are in terms of like their value or in terms of their size?
You know, like, here's the thing. Who the hell knew who Klaus Janson was? Who the hell knew who the inker was before you heard of Klaus Janson and Miller working together? Like, seriously.
Dude, you should see how clean the art is on these pages.
Yeah.
I just like bust this out and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Like, if they can make you care about the inker, somehow that's a huge book.
Well, you know, aside from that, you know, it's also the pacing and the storytelling. Like it's like, why is Frank Miller such a great storyteller? It's because he tells the story in a compelling way. Like none of his pages are the same. He just does all these wicked, crazy layouts. He was just so experimental and so like fluid with all of his work here. It's such good stuff.
I think another part of it is also like, if you think about it, his mind is so cinematic. You know, like you think about how much cinema he's done. Frank Miller, and not even just like the obvious ones, like of course Sin City and 300, but what about like his first forays into cinema, stuff like RoboCop? You know,
I've been on a big RoboCop lately, and I've been picking up all of his stuff from Avatar Press. Like I'm missing like 4 issues of it, which are kind of like hard to find. Like I'd have to order each one off of eBay, and I just had an eBay buying spree, so like I have to like catch up on my reading first. But yeah, you know, you're 100% right. He had a very cinematic flow to his comic book storytelling, and but at the same time, it works so well within the medium, and it's like, you know, even though you're seeing these rapid shots here, it's still telling a story within a completely separate art format, and I think what I love about him. That's what I think makes him such a genius. All right, so next book we got here is Fred Hembeck's Fred Hembeck Destroys the Marvel Universe, #1. Fred Hembeck is a very celebrated artist. He's done a lot of like the bullpen Marvel art that you see in like the back of your 90s comics and all that stuff, but he's also done an astounding amount of work in the field. Are you familiar with Fred Hembeck, Chuck?
I am actually. He did. He was doing they had a bunch of shorts that they were doing at the back of Marvel Comics towards the end of the 90s, and that's how I got into his stuff, and then started to see more and more of his work. He was doing a lot of like little cartoon serials in the back.
Awesome. All right, this is going to go for $4. It's yours if you want it. We take 20% off of it. All right, I want to just get to Chuck's stuff here because he's got some really. He's our indie creator that we're spotlighting today. All right, Pre-Scotty Young. Yes, this is true. All right, we got Commandy, the Last Boy on Earth, #45. Normally going for $5. I'm going to knock it down to 4. And then I have Doctor Strange, #74. That's a cool cover. That's going from 5 down to 4. Oh, all right. Chuck's coming right back. I'm going to do one more book to fill that bottom rack, and then we're moving on to Chuck's stuff. And we're going to pitch all that. All right. So I got Battlestar Galactica #12. Battlestar Galactica #12 is going to go for $4 today. It's normally $5. Chuck, we back?
Yeah.
All right. Just in time, my friend. All right. So we got a series here that Chuck has put out. Now, Chuck, you and I have worked together pretty closely, but the one thing I haven't asked you, I'm gonna ask you a question as soon as we showcase the book here. So we got issue #3 of Belial. This is all I have in stock for this series right now. Belial is a top seller on all of my Kickin It shows. It is sold out completely multiple times, and Chuck is out of print too. The publisher is out of print with these books. So all I have here are 2 copies of issue 3, which Chuck is going to tell us about these variants in a second here. But aside from that, he is also willing to hook you guys up with a PDF of issues 1 and 2 for anyone who buys these books. So you're essentially getting 3 comics for the price of 1 right here, right now. So Chuck, do you want to tell us about this variant here and how much?
Yeah. Cool. Are you selling those for 10 or 15 a piece?
I guess I'm doing them at whatever price you're telling me, but how about I go somewhere in the middle since it is Small Business Saturday and say for 12. How does because that way someone says they got a deal, and like let's be honest here, where else are they going to get this except here right now?
Well, and so that's what's cool. First off, these are both the variant covers for Belial 3, so they are limited. A big thing that I feel is I was never a variant buyer, but when I learned about variants, I took it very seriously. So to me, it needs to be special, which means once we create a variant and we do the print run of it, it's done. It doesn't print again. So there's never more than 100 of each variant cover. So this is Connie Yolitz, and they did. She's from Hawaii, and she actually sent me this just as a fun little. Is this Connie? I'm trying to. Yes, yeah. That's Connie's great punk rock homage to oh my gosh, to NoFX, the punk band, and we're huge metal fans at Belial. So what we tell everyone is, we only do upwards of 100 of each, and so that means that once it's sold out, it's sold out. That's it. You can never get those copies again. So that's why it's so huge. Just so you guys are aware of what Belial is an action comedy about the original creator of Hell trying to take his domain back from Lucifer and the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So issue 1 was basically Belial versus war. Issue 2 was Belial versus war versus famine and pestilence. And then issue 3 is Belial versus death, but also versus his very best friend, Mammon. And it is a black and white book. They're 36 pages. We don't do the standard 24 because to us, we believe or is it 36 or 32? They're 32 pages, I believe. And it's because for us, we want it to be worth the what any regular comic would be worth. So we threw in the extra pages. So instead of getting color, you're getting more story.
And actually, don't underscore that. Here's the thing about it. Being a publisher and all, I know this is to be true. You can't just have a black, white, and gray wash. If you have black, white, and gray wash, it's not going to be the same price as a black and white book. It's actually going to be higher.
That's true.
Because of the gray wash. And all the pages have a gray wash on them, which adds a huge layer of like shading and toning to the artwork, which enhances the experience. It's like you can truly appreciate the art that much more.
We really wanted to be something special. When the story was brought to me by the co-creator, by the real creator actually, Sean Barbour, he came up with the idea. It's all straight from biblical and the 13 levels of hell and all that kind of stuff, and he's way into that stuff. So Sean brought that idea to me of the idea that Belial is the original creator of Hell, and he really wanted to be this underdog comeback story. And I was like, okay, cool. And then when I started working on it, I realized, you know what? Every Hell book, and I'm sure you guys as fans, Dante's Inferno, thank you, Bronze Age. Every Hell book is kind of the same. Like you get it. It's got the same interior look. It's very like kind of Bernie Wrightson-esque, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if we're all writing and showing the same kind of Hell books, what is going to make mine any different? And so I'm going to make mine effing hilarious. And so we just tried to go with this Adult Swim style humor and a real homage to metal, which is where these two covers come from. That one, of course, like I said, it's the version of Connie Yolitz's shout out to NoFX. And then the other one, this is my boy Chris Mad. This is my envisioned comic cover. I am a huge metal fan, and my absolute favorite band of all time is Megadeth. And their best album, in my mind, is Rust in Peace. And this is an homage to Megadeth's Rust in Peace album. If you go and see that, their main character, who's a skull character, his name's Vic Rattlehead, and he's standing up in front of an alien casket, and behind him is the presidents of all the different countries of the world. So it was like Bush, and I think it was Mikhail Gorbachev, and all these other people behind him. And so we took our own characters and put them into that position. And dude, it came out gorgeous. I love that cover so much.
All right, guys, you heard it here, and you'll hear it again. Both of these books are going to go for just $12 today. Chuck usually prices them between 10 and 15. I would normally want 15. Chuck shot 10. We're meeting in the middle at 12. You are not going to find these anywhere else. And this is a beautiful looking series. I've read the first 2 issues. Chuck, I'm so sorry I didn't have a chance to read the 3rd issue.
The holidays, man. You're good.
Yeah, I am going to read it. And especially now that you've told me all about it. And I love Chris Madd's art. We've worked with him before. And by the way, oh my God, he actually sent a sketch in, just a sketch of the new character we're going to be introducing in Yi Sun-shin. And I didn't tell him about this character, so I know it came from you, and it looked. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I talked to him about the character because I knew everything horror in him, he would dig it. Yeah. And I had actually just gotten the art from you and Dexter, and so I was so excited. And I talked to him about this new character, and he was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is made for me. And so we started talking, and I haven't even seen it yet, if you'll believe that.
Yes. All right. Well, I'll show it once I get the okay from him to do that. But
oh yeah,
I always want to ask before I do it. But anyway, Chuck, let's get back to Belial for a minute.
Yeah.
I did have a question for you. You've been working on this series for a while, and every time I talk to you, it's always about either Yi Sun-shin or Warline, or about what's going on in our personal lives. But the one thing I haven't asked you recently, and I figured maybe this would be a good time to ask it, is what your plans are for the series. Because from what I understood, this is a 4-issue series.
Yep.
And we're on issue 3. So how far along are you with issue 4? When can we expect to see it?
The issues tend to come together really quickly. The issue with Belial is me, and I say that openly. Yeah, Chris's work on No Heroine is ridiculous, and he and I are so tight. I love his stuff.
I love it. Thanks to you, I'm tight with Mad too.
And so, for me, it's just I've been through just my own personal stuff, and my problem is this is issue 4. This is the absolute end. We've had this end in mind, and I just want to know that I'm running on all cylinders. And actually, working with you and being able to throw ideas off of you has kept a lot of that rust off, and has really allowed me to feel like, okay, once I'm ready to end this and do it really well, I'll be good to go. So I really don't know at what point, but hopefully very soon, I'll just suddenly get it, write it, make it happen, and you'll be seeing more Belial.
You know what? It's interesting to mention that because, for the last couple of days, I feel like I've been completely unproductive. Our situation with Yi Sun-shin right now, meaning that I haven't gotten anything done. I don't have a scene to get Dexter working yet, and Dexter's just sitting there right now, waiting for work, and he needs the work. So I have not been productive this week. I just can't force myself to sit down and actually get the stuff done. And it's now come to the point where it's I have to do that. But I also think it's a matter of being in the right headspace for it, and being able to truly devote yourself to doing the best story that you can tell when you're doing it, And it can always be improved upon and all that stuff. But when it comes to your own stuff, you want to get that extra care and attention because it is so much you. So we got Belial here, issue 3. Both of these variants going for $12.
Yep.
You work very diligently as an editor, and one of the first projects I discovered you from was a book that I actually have in stock still, surprisingly.
Yes.
It's a very special book here because publisher who then started working with Scout Comics. So we have Cat Dad and Supermom, and Chuck is the editor on this. So Chuck, can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, man, that is so cool. That's from Rob Anderson, and that's not even the Scout Comics version, is it?
No, it's not.
Dude, okay. So it got picked up by Scoot. They actually have 2 issues out through Scoot, and 2 issues period. Cat Dad, and Supermom. It's about a little boy who dreams that his parents become superheroes while he sleeps, and they help him with his moral dilemmas. And that's the first issue. So that one is very much about bullying, and also about the importance of honesty. And the little boy, basically, he's not being bullied. That's the funny thing. Actually, the school, the school, I don't even know how you'd call it. She works at cafeteria.
Yeah, the cafeteria nurse.
Yeah, the cafeteria worker.
The cafeteria nurse.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she's being bullied by the other kids because she's big and all that kind of stuff, and they make fun of her. And the main character, Jax, doesn't stand up for her right away, and he feels bad about that. And so this is him kind of in his own dreams, sort of realizing that he needs to do the right thing. And it's a great book for kids. It's also a really fun book for parents, and I never have a hard time selling these books.
Awesome. Yeah, neither do I. This is the only copy I have left. I don't even know how I ended up with this. I was just doing some digging around because I figured if I have you on the show, I want to kind of a Chuck-centric show. So it should be all Chuck-centric, especially this new character. It'll be so Chuck-centric. All right, but we got Cat Dad and Supermom going for just $10 right now. Come and grab it. You guys support independent creators. What did you want to say?
Well, and like I said, guys, if you want to get issue 3 of Belial, remember, I'm gladly giving you issues 1 and 2 digitally for free, so you'll have the whole series. And I can also tell you where to buy them if you end up loving them and you actually want to own them. My buddy does still have a couple copies left, so I can show you how to get those later on. But for now, here's a great place to get 1, 2, and 3, all for the price of only 1 book.
Yep, and $12 on. Not only that, a variant.
Yes.
You're saving money on. How many of these were printed up? Give me
less than 100 of both.
100 of both? Okay.
Less than, yeah.
I sell mine. I sell my variants usually at like 20 a pop. Yeah. So this is a deal here. $12. That's basically a wholesale price on these guys.
Right.
Do not sleep on this. And especially since Chuck is coming out here to hang out with us. Let's show him some love. You can get Cat Dad and Supermom. Give that to your kids. It makes a great gift. $10 on it. And the Belials. We're cutting you a deal on both.
Oh, yeah.
The last thing we're going to tell you guys about is a book that Chuck and I worked on together that is signed by Chuck. This is the last slab I have here of the black, white, red variant cover of Warline #1, graded at a 94, signed by me, Chuck, and Frank Guzan.
Oh my gosh.
29 of 30 copies in existence. That's it. There's no more after that. There's only 30 of these in existence. You got 29 out of 30 here, going for $150 today. $150 on a signature series CGC 9.4.
I gotta tell you guys, as a creator, there is nothing cooler, or almost nothing cooler, than having a CGC witness stand over and watch you sign books, because it's that important. You're just like, oh, I feel so good. And being able to rock all those out, like, dude, it was nuts. And I'll tell you something, guys. That thing says 9.4. 9.4 my ass. I'm certain those are 9.8s inside there. We picked out the best copies. He went through and only got you guys the best copies. So the fact that they didn't all come out 9.8s, that's a screw up by CGC on my part. Like, that's my belief anyways.
I agree. I don't see anything wrong with it, but
yeah,
the guy came over there. He had that very suspiciousness. So that was my, because I didn't bag and board the books when I presented it to him, because it was just like running from me and the witness had to do our side, but then we had to get to Frank Guzan, and then we had to get over to CC before the convention closed and submitted these books. We submitted these at C2E2. So it was really cool.
Hey, Onrie.
And it was actually the witness. Yeah. What's up?
Why do you You are freezing up again. Why don't you see what you can do, and while you do, I'll just chat with Jay.
Cool. Awesome.
So, Jay, you said just read that today. What were you talking about? Which book?
Warline.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you dug that?
Oh my goodness. It was, I don't know why I thought it was set in an older time or something. I don't know. Maybe it was just the look of it, but reading it, I was like, this is 1,000% the other direction of what I thought this book was going to be. It was fantastic though.
To me, it feels like, and it wasn't necessarily written this way, but just because of everything that's in the background and the art, how Dexter did it, it's like an old character in a cyberpunk world.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Like if folks out there watching, if you haven't gotten a copy of this book yet, find a way to get it. It's really good. I still feel bad that I haven't read any Yi Sun Shin yet.
And here's the funny thing about Yi Sun Shin. My wife bought it when I was at my very first convention in 2018. We didn't, I think I read a bit of I read the first issue and I was like, oh damn, this is pretty solid, but then it never read them again. And I think that was the first like 5 issues. And then when I got brought on, to edit and whatnot, I was given all of the previous issues, everything, because I wanted to be able to know exactly where the story had gone, where we were going to end up, really feel it. And also we did end up going back and re-editing the first, I think so far 5 issues, just to give them like a revamp and whatnot. And man, I dig that story. It's historical without feeling bogged down by history, you know?
Right.
And he's definitely added his own stuff. Kenneth Bird, good to see you, man. So yeah, man, I think you would totally dig it. I don't know how into like medieval style Japanese and Korean stuff you are, but honestly, he has a way of making it feel like it's not that old, and really just throwing you in there. It doesn't feel bogged down, and it doesn't necessarily feel like 11 issues either. You're able to really feel the history and just kind of rip through them.
Yeah, as long as it's a good story, that's all I've ever cared about. Like, I got to admit, I have not read Bilal yet. I've been told by several people though that I need to jump on that.
We can make that happen.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, I've heard Miss Jen talk about it several times, and other folks talk about it, and I was like, well, it's Chuck, so you know it's going to be good. So, speaking of good, a couple of days ago, I actually got in my I can't remember what issue 8 of Immortal Era.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I flipped through it because I told Ed, I was like, I read the trade, you know, I said, but I'm going to let a couple issues kind of build up just so I can binge it all at once, because every time I read that book, when I first started getting it, I'd read an issue and I was like, well, man, now I got to wait like 6 or 7 months before I get issue 2. So I said I'm gonna let them build up so I can read them all at one time. It's a fantastic story, and y'all did a fantastic job. That book looks so good.
Thank you. Yeah, no, he is really good. He's a lot of fun, and you know that story. How I got that job is actually kind of sad, because his wife was his editor, and she got into a car accident.
Right. Yeah.
And she was okay, but they kind of both realized at that point, like, ooh, you know what? You need to have someone else ready and there for you, and possibly even like I think she's an English teacher, like she's really smart lady, but they were also like, you also need someone who can do the comic side of things and gets that stuff more, like someone who's going to come in and go, okay, let's talk turn pages. Let's talk, let's talk crossbar eyes, like all that weird comic stuff that a regular English student just never gets to learn. Or never gets to find out about, because it's a very different medium. And so I've been able to come in, and we've just had a blast. I actually have issue 11 in my inbox right now. We got to go over that script, and then they'll be off to the races making that book.
Now, are you also the editor on The Corruptor, is that the new series?
No. I think that might be Aaron Dowan, but I'm not sure. But
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, Immortal Era. There's a funny story that I have with Ed. Long time ago when we started our channel, we have an email set up for our channel. And for whatever reason, one day, I've never looked at it. But one day I went looking through it. He had sent us the first 2 issues in PDFs. And they'd been sitting there for months. And he was like, "Hey, I'd like you to, read my book. If you could review it." I felt so bad. I read the 2 of them and I was like, I'm kicking my own ass for not reading this soon.
I remember when I first started my very first episode of Triple T, first or second, you actually came on and you came on just as you weren't on as a producer or anything. So I wasn't aware that you were producing at the time. And you were like, "Dude, when are you going to have Ed on from Immortal Era, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, dude, that's one of my clients. Like, I'll totally have him on. That's not an issue at all." And actually, he's been on twice now. He's one of the few guests we've had on twice. Oh, no, he hasn't been on twice yet. He's going to be on this week's episode for the Corruptor. Yeah, that's right. Nice. So he'll be one of the first guys or the first guy to be on twice.
Well, I will. I mean, I usually try to watch y'all when I can, but I'll definitely be watching that one. Ed's a good dude, man. I really like the main thing that I like about indie creators such as yourself, like Onrie, like him, like oh my God, Dan Price. Ooh, almost forgot his name. You guys are always so like the communication I could have with y'all. I could message one of y'all about something, and granted, I'm not expecting y'all to drop everything right away and answer me back, but I can usually count on y'all to give me an answer to something. I really appreciate that as a fan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, and we love that. Like we thrive on this. This is like you beg for someone just to read it. In fact, a lot of times, and Onrie can feel me on this one, sometimes you're just begging for people to hate your stuff, just so you know that they checked it out and they can say something like, "Oh man, you know what? War Lion was trash. It's too woke, blah, blah, blah." Oh, whatever. Okay, that's fine. You read it. That's all I care about. I got your $5.
Instead of saying it's too woke, I thought you were going to say it's too War Lion-ish.
yeah. Not enough lion.
I was telling
not enough lion.
I was telling Chuck I finally got to read it today, and it's awesome. It's so different than what I thought it was going to be, and it just I was just kind of blown away after I got done with it. I was like, okay, yeah, this was really good.
And real quick before we get back to Onrie, because this is his show, and I kind of did the little Chuck takeover.
I love that we had a Chuck takeover. You were the shot in the arm this show needed, Chuck. But
I got you.
You're still not going anywhere because we got more indie stuff to talk about here.
Oh yeah.
After this, we're going into dollar bin diving, so we have a couple minutes to spare here. But
yeah.
I figured now would be as good a time as ever to introduce our new character in Yisun Shin Hunter and Destroyer 3. And since you came up with the initial concept of this character, I figured it would be wonderful if you could, introduce her, to everybody right now.
I would love to do that. So Kenneth Bird came in real quick. He said, "I'd like to thank you for having me in your giveaway and for the first time winning your giveaway." Ken, any frickin' time. Dude, we always have people on the show. We have a lot of creators come on, and they have PDFs that they give away to every player. And you're always great, Ken, about showing up and saying, "Hey, everybody, blah, blah, blah." But you're more than welcome to stick around, answer the questions, answer them badly. You'll still get points. And you never know what you're going to win by sticking around. So, yeah, man, we were so glad to have you on the show. Please keep coming out. We really do enjoy having you. But the new Yisun Shin character, which I'm so excited about, for me, I wanted to do 2 things. I wanted to do everything I could, first off, to make sure that Yisun Shin sticks the landing. We only have 2 issues left. And Chuck is brought in for the last 2 issues of a book that was edited by a frickin' legend. David Allen Kraft, like, oh my gosh, So for me, it was so freaking important that we just do everything we could. We pull out all the stops, and of course, Onrie is always that way. But for me, I felt it even more. Probably, I don't know if as much pressure as you, but I really felt it. I was like, I got to do good on this.
There's pressure on both our sides.
Yeah.
We did a tremendous amount of work on those first 10 issues. And like you said, when you initially came on to work on the book, now it's time to stick the landing. And you've been working on a lot of Yisun-Shin, so it's not like this is the first book you're going to be doing officially.
No.
You shadow edited Hunter and Destroyer too, because there's no way I could have gotten that off to press. But we've also gone back and made all these adjustments to the first 4 issues of Yisun-Shin, first 5 issues of Yisun-Shin now, and funded those successfully on Kickstarter. We're going back. By the way, something to let you guys know, I have decided to take a risk because it has been a good year and I want to reward everybody. So the first graphic novel of Yisun-Shin, the very first hardcover, is about to go out of press. I have less than 200 copies left in stock. Sometime very early next year, we're going to have blown through the second printing of our graphic novel, which brings our total unit sales for that graphic novel to 10,000 copies. This is a book that has Stan Lee's foreword in it. And we're re-releasing a new edition of this book, and we're planning all kinds of cool things, including an interview with Chuck, because Chuck actually went in and helped me remaster these pages. So you're not just getting a reprint of the graphic novel; you're getting updated files. You're getting all kind of cool stuff that we added to really punch this book up. I'm actually looking for possibly doing a spot foil on this, and it's going to just be a masterful version of the hardcover graphic novel. We're going to make it easier to read. We've taken some feedback from the first 2 printings, and some people have said that the lettering appears a little too dark. Chuck and I addressed these problems already, and we haven't had a complaint since. So it's really wonderful getting to that point.
Well, so this sweet new character came from the fact that we realized something, and that was Yisun-Shin has had some very cool, strong female characters throughout it. And I won't go into any spoilers if you haven't caught up, but that's kind of gone by the wayside at this point. And so that was something that was really important, that we still had someone, but also they didn't feel just shoehorned in. They felt like they fit into the history. And I'm not going to tell you how they fit into the history of it. I can tell you that they do. But one thing that's really interesting is I wanted to do my research and really find out all I could about that time in Korean history and Korean mythology and whatnot. And as I was looking, I found one of the weirdest things I've ever found. And that is, I found out about a toilet goddess. And I was like, what the hell is a toilet goddess? And this is a creepy goddess who has, I believe, an issue with children. And she tends to strangle and kill her people with her victims with her hair. And I was like, what if we had someone that was kind of Emerson Fate Creators? What's up, Dave Moore?
Dave Moore's in the house.
David Moore!
All right, sorry. Had to do that was the David Moore dance.
I love it.
You're hyping me up, Chuck. Keep going.
And so we did this. We kind of looked into this creature and thought, what if we kind of made a person that at least emulated that figure and kind of used that figure to scare people, much like Batman used the bat. And so we did that, and we came up with we took ideas from Dak. We took ideas from the story itself. We took everything we could from even Korean mythology, and we created a character that we call Chuk-Sin.
Yeah, so this is Chuk-Sin right here. And Chuck, if you don't mind, I'm going to take it from here because so Chuck came up with this initial concept. Because another thing we realized is we need, like what he was saying, we need those female characters. But another thing that we really need in Yisun-Shin are characters that you're not going to forget. And keep everything within the scope of history. But what really fascinated me about this was last year at Baltimore Comic-Con, I managed to sell some books to a really big comic book fan who happened to be Korean. And he told me that there was a comic that was published that mentioned Yi Sun-shin. And so I was like, who published this? And he was like, Charlton Comics. And I'm like, or Charlton Comics. And I'm like,
yeah.
So I scoped the floor of the con and I got this book. And it was actually a horror story that took place in the last year of the war between Korea and Japan. And it was illustrated and written by a Korean artist. And his English is impeccable. Whoever edited him did a hell of a good job, where his English was just that good. But it was very eloquent storytelling of what occurred at that of this guy who was basically he was a Korean soldier, and he was being chased by the Japanese. And these two women, they brought him into his house, and the one woman said, "If you marry my sister, I'll make sure to get rid of the Japanese for you." And he says, "Okay, yeah, anything to spare my life." And suddenly the Japanese attack, and they all get like slaughtered by these two women. And the soldier's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, now I get to get married. And he doesn't see his wife's face, but once he does, he finds out that she's a ghost and she's actually half dead. And he tries to leave her, and then he gets killed by the Japanese. And this is an actual mythological story that took place around the time of the end of the war. Now, what makes Chuck Sin such an interesting character for us is that she is a boogeyman. And those kind of stories didn't just come out of nowhere. There's some truth to it. Somebody had these experiences, otherwise these stories wouldn't exist. Meaning that whether this ghost woman really existed, our minds can play tricks on us, especially in times of high anxiety and all kinds of stuff that can happen in the battlefield that we don't even know about, you know? And who's to write off all the mythical stuff other than us? Simpletons who just think that if it's not within the boundaries of science, it can't exist, right? So we go back to this character here, and what's really great about it is she is someone that is really being used to really mess things up for Yi Sun-shin's the Navy's morale, and that's a very dangerous thing right now for Yi Sun-shin to contend with, because he's moving everything into place to end this war between Japan and Korea. And it's not going to be an easy victory for the Japanese. He's going to pound them into the ground. He wants to kill every single last one of them. He is remorseless. He is the hunter and destroyer. So the only thing that can stop him now is something that could damage the morale of his men. So this is a very dangerous character here. You guys are going to learn more about her soon. And what Chuck said about her hating kids is going to play a lot into our story. Mm-hmm. So that's where the horrifying nature of this character comes in. Another thing too, she has ties to Baron So and to Jin. And you guys are going to find out exactly who she is, why she just came into the story at this point. Like, why are we choosing now to bring her in? You're going to find all that out within the first couple pages of issue 11, which will be coming out in 2024. So be on the lookout for the penultimate issue of Yi Sun-shin, featuring a character named Chuck Sin, or should we say Chuck Sin, because Chuck Sin is the editor for the book. And
Chuck Sin, baby.
Chuck Sin, baby. And we're gonna be bringing this bad boy out to you guys very soon. We got already a Chris Bad cover possibly in the works.
Dude.
Just that freaking amazing. And if I get permission from him to share it with you guys, I will. But this is artwork by Dexter Wee, our new interior artist for Yi Sun-shin. So as you guys can see, we're keeping in the line of what was established with Yi Sun-shin. You're not going to see any changes that are going to be that noticeable when we switch artists on the book. And if you guys liked Dexter's work on Warline, you're going to feel right at home with what he does to Yi Sun-shin. He's making adjustments. He's trying to work with the artists that came before him, L. Arnaclius, in order to really keep with what we originally set out to do with this series with Giovanni. And we got some really big plans for you guys with the final issue of Yi Sun-shin. So things are underway, and thank you so much for being Yi Sun-shin fans. We appreciate you.
Yeah, man. And those blades, I was like, that was something I pitched to Onrie. I was like, yeah, she can even have, like, instead of just choking people, we could throw blades on the end. And do I know what she's going to do with those blades and braids? No, but I knew that by giving that tool to Dexter and Onrie, something cool would happen. So I've pitched nothing about how she's going to fight. I want to see what they do with it.
Actually, that's what I loved about it, was that that was 100% your idea. So she's got 3 long braided, her hair is braided into 3 long strips. And, what a practical way to kind of like become that boogeyman, Batman-ish figure, which is very much what she is intentionally trying to be in our book. So what's great about it too is she's not like super heroic or anything like that. She's a freaking toilet goddess, but it's the illusion. It's like, when you look at Mysterio as a Spider-Man villain, he's all about setting up the illusion. And another thing too, I've really been thinking about this while playing Spider-Man 2, just studying what they did with the different characters like Kraven the Hunter and, another character who I don't want to ruin for everybody, but it's pretty obvious they're going to be in the 3rd game. They're red. It's a red version of Venom. And that's all I'll say. If that's too much of a spoiler.
Oh,
yeah. But it's pretty obvious it's coming. I mean, if you see Spider-Man 2 featuring Venom, it can only follow up with the other version of Venom. But the way all of that stuff is set up is just is really, that's what engages me about characters. And this is what we're trying to kind of to make sure that we execute perfectly with this issue, so that not only do you see this wicked character who looks cool, but she's doing cool things. She's doing things that make sense, and she's doing stuff that's going to pull you deeper into the story and make you want more. And Chuck and I are working hard to make sure we do that for you guys.
Bronze Age.
Red Goblin coming to Spider-Man 3. Yeah, no, it's actually, I actually agree with that, which I think is going to be kind of badass.
Oh yeah,
I'm so excited about it. But all of it is just really intense. But Chuck, thanks again for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get going on showcasing some dollar books here. But
absolutely.
And guys, please consider picking up Belial 3. It will come with the PDF of issues 1 and 2. Chuck, we are going to sell these, whether it happens today or later on. And if it doesn't sell today, it's my fault because of my internet connection. So and my poor planning. But we are going to move the book. I know.
Do me a favor. I'm going to let all your people know right now, and I'm going to let you know, regardless, whoever wants this, I will still gladly throw in, as long as we don't have any issues 1 and 2s to sell, I will gladly throw those PDFs to you for free if you buy issue 3. So even if, say, you're like, oh crap, I can't buy it today because I spent all my money, already on Cyber Monday or Black Friday or whatever, that's fine. He's got them. When you are able to get them off of him, I will still own up and get you issues 1 and 2 on PDF. So regardless, that is out there. So yeah, that'll always be the way of it.
Awesome. All right, Chuck. All right, guys, just so you know, we have the Connie Yolitz variant here for $12, and then we have this awesome Chris Mad variant based off of the Megadeth album. Both are going for $12 right now. This says limited to a print run of only 100 units per book, and or per cover. And again, Chuck will hook you up with a PDF of issues 1 and 2 of Belial if you decide to pick up one of these variants or both of them. Both of them are $24, and that's it. You're not going to be able to find this anywhere. So this is something, if you missed out on it, this is your chance to get it. You need issues 1 and 2, Chuck's got you covered. If you want to hunt down issues 1 and 2 from someone else, you better hope they don't escalate the prices on their books, because they have every reason to do so.
All right, man, I'm going to let you sell your books.
Yes, thank you, brother. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for welcoming Chuksin into the Research Shin cast. That was great. You add so much value to this book. and you're one of the. It's a tremendous honor to work with you.
And dude, right back at you, homie. Guys, I will see you in an hour for a very special. It's not even going to be a Talking Treats trivia. We're going to do a special homage to Small Business Saturday. So you know what? Stick around, hang out with this guy, buy all his freaking books, and then you can hang out with me, and we're going to talk about everything comic creation. Have a good one, homie.
Take care, brother. All right, guys. So we spent some time today to kind of showcase some of the stuff that I've been working on when I'm not slinging books. So let's get down to it with dollar books that I have that I picked up from my warehouse. We just need to skedaddle with. And I'm going to offer a lower rack deal here. So we got most of these books going for $4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 24. It's 40 plus 15. Speaking of Red Goblin, the conclusion of his first arc is over here. That's when Norman Osborn gets the Carnage symbiote. Okay. I have $103 worth of books here that I will knock down to $75 and save you $28 if you grab the lower rack of books here. All right. And you guys already know about Chuck stuff over here, so let's get down to the dollar books. So the first book we have today, I have Avengers 354 and 356. That's going to go for $2. I have Iron Man Armor Wars number 3 of 4 going for $1. The Ultimates number 20 is going for $1. I have Loki number 2 and number 4. That's going to go for just $2 a pop, so that's $2. Sorry, $2 total for the pair. I have Doctor Strange number 17 going for $1. Extermination Part 1 number 1 going for $1. I have Avengers The Origin number 1. That's going to go for $1. The Superior Foes of Spider-Man number 14. 15. That's $2. $2 on the pair. All right. Okay. Awesome. All right. We're going to go do a break in a moment here. So let me just fill up the rest of this rack here, and then we'll take a quick break. I have Spider-Man number 2 and 13 from the Marvel Knights run. That's going to go for just $2 right now. I'm just letting you guys know these are easily $4 books all day. What's up, Steve? How you doing? I have Miss Marvel number 15, number 16, number 17, going for just $3 right now. The 3 for 3, 3 for 3. 3 comics for $3. I have Lucifer number 67 going for $1. 68 is $1. 69 is $1. Number 70 is $1. Number 71 is $1. If you grab all of these books right now, there's 2, 4, 5. You get all 5 for 5. 5 comics for $5. I'm doing good, man. Well, pretty good. Bentley's been feeling a little under the weather. He's sleeping right now. I covered him up because he's just been he took an antibiotic for a double ear infection, and yeah, he's not feeling so good right now. So he was supposed to come with me to California next week, but he's just going to be hanging out. So he's just sleeping here next to me right now. I have Annex number 1 going for $1. I have Spider-Man number 55. This is a pretty cool issue where the character dies. This is Kraven the Hunter's son. And between him, Kane, and Scarlet Spider, someone's got to die. This is such a good book. I love this issue. Tom Lyle on the art. So Annex number 1 and Spider-Man 55, that's going for $1. This is actually a key book. No one pays attention to it, but it is a key book. And by the way Kraven the Hunter is done in Spider-Man 2 is freaking amazing. Absolutely love it. That is exactly how that character should always be done. I have Steve Rogers Super Soldier number 2 of 4. That's going to go for $1. And I have Steve Rogers Super Soldier 4 of 4. That's going to go for $1. Both for $2. The slab is Warline number 1. It is graded at a 9.4 and triple signed by both me, Chuck Pino, and Frank Guzan, who is the cover artist of this piece right here. This is limited to only 30 copies, and it is a CGC graded book. I'm doing it for $150 today. So $150 on this. Next up, I got Iron Man, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 26, number 27, number 28, number 29, and number 30, and number 31. This is a hell of a run right here. How many books we got? 2, 4, 6. We got 6 comics for $6. 6 comics for $6. Birds of Prey, number 40 is $1. Marvel Knights Captain America 17 is $1. Get just a couple more books here, and then we're going to go take our break, our scheduled break here. So I got some more Captain America Marvel Knight issues. We had 17. I also have 18 going for $1. 19 is $1. 20 is $1. 21 is $1. So you got all those books right here for just $5. This is all warehouse clearance stuff, guys. Stuff I just got to move. It's all $1. As soon as I build out that rack, we're going to sell it off for $15. I have Hulk number 5. That's going to go for $1. I have Transformers Galaxies cover B. This is issue 8 going for $1. I have the Superboy Annual number 1 going for $1. Mickey Spillane's Mike Danger number 1 is $1. Number 2 is $1. Get them both. It's $2. I have the Omega Men number 13 going for $1. I have Deadpool Game of Death one shot. That's going to go for $1. I have the Amazing Spider-Man Family number 1. That's going to go for $1. I have Space Punisher number 4 of 4. That's going to go for $1. I have some Daredevils here. Daredevil 282, 283, 285, 286, and 291, all going for $1 a piece. $1 a piece on these. That is all these classic Daredevil books for just $5. That is a steal. Okay, and I think now we can take our commercial break. And I actually went a little over, I'm sorry, but I will throw in the Amazing Spider-Man Family and Deep Space Punisher if you decide to grab the rack at $15 right now. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to do our FOMO books, and then we are going to do more dollar books. So I'll see you guys in just a minute.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming dead by sleep.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below. Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are ready to do our FOMO books right now. So, Jay, do you want to, can you run the video that we have that explains what FOMO is?
It's FOMO time! What's that even mean anyway? Oh, is that what it means? I'm such a weirdo for missing out on these great deals!
All right, welcome back. All right, so we got Batman number 36. This is from the New 52. This is going to go for just $5. I have Icon versus Hardware, issue 5. This is signed by the variant cover artist, who's actually my neighbor at Motor City Comic Con. And he had some of his variant covers for sale. So this is really cool. His name is Jay Hero, and he was really, really awesome. Him and his partner were fantastic at the show. They were great neighbors. Love these guys. Very talented artists. We got this issue here, issue 5, signed by the creator. I'm doing it for $20 right now. You know, it's one thing to find this book. It's another thing to get it signed by the artist. I got it here right now for $20. I have The Mandalorian number 1. This is going to go for $10 today. So $10 on Mandalorian number 1. I have Future's End Booster Gold number 1. This is a cool lenticular cover. And this is going to go for just $5 today. And then I have Batman the Dawnbreaker number 1. This is a cool foil cover. It's going to go for $5. I have Superman Action Comics 987. This is a really cool one. It's another cool lenticular. It says Hope on it. I really dig this. This is going to go for just $5. And there's all kinds of dead bodies that are around the S that make up the shape of the S. This is a really cool, innovative lenticular here. Totally worth owning for $5. That's a steal. What a cool cover. And then I have the Spectacular Spider-Man number 213. We had a really cool Typhoid Mary cover here. That's $5. And then I have Robin King number 1. That's going to go for $5 as well. So these are your FOMO books for today. And then I got The Demon number 56. That's going to go for $1. We're going back to dollar books now. I have Hybrids number 1 from Continuity Comics. That's going for $1. Number 3 is $1. That's $2 on the pair. I have Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 6, number 7, number 8. If you take all 3 of these off my hands right now, it's just $3. $3 on the set. I have Huntress Showcase 94. That's going to go for $1. I have Vigilante number 2 and number 3 going for just $2. $2 on these. I have Green Arrow number 0. That's going for $1. I have the Crusaders #1. That's going for $1. I have Peter Parker Spider-Man number 37, number 39, and number 40, and number 41. All 4 issues are going for just $4. $4 on these. I have Young Justice number 38. That's going to go for $1. I have Superman 19 going for $1. Number 28 is $1. Number 29 is $1. Number 405 is $1. And number 0 is $1. These are some killer books here. For $1 a piece, you get all 5 for 5. All 5 for 5. All right, I got Star Trek: The Next Generation Ill Wind number 2. I have Shield Steel Sterling number 3. That's $1. I have Blue Devil number 3 and number 5. That's going to go for $2. $2 on these. I have Brave and the Bold number 15. That's $1. I have Dark Horse Comics number 14. That's $1. I have number 21 going for $1. And I have Infinity Wars number 6 going for $1. Okay, I went over again. I did. Okay. I'm going to take the FOMO books down for a minute so I can make room here because I really want to see if we can move some comics. We have not had a really buyer-friendly show so far, and it is Small Business Saturday, so I do want to give you guys a chance to pick up some stuff, but due to my internet connection, which has been really crappy throughout this show, and I've got so many other things that I've been focusing on right now that I don't even know what's going on. It's like I'm having to reboot my internet every 10 minutes. So I apologize for the fact that some of you guys haven't had a clear signal from me for a while. It is something I'm working on. It might take me a little bit of time, but I will figure it out. And for those of you who've stuck by and shopped with me or just hung out anyway, thank you very much. And I'm going to hook you guys up with a really good deal to see if we can move some of these books here. I have Dark Horse Comics number 14 and number 21 going for just $2, and Infinity War 6 going for $2. Hey, what's up, Steve? How you doing? Tori's here. Do I still have the crime stories? Possibly. May have sold them all. There's some other stuff coming up, though. I mean, there's so many books here, and everything is $1 because I need to move it. You guys need a little time to pay up and square up and stuff too. That's fine. I'll be here next week, but then after next week, I'm taking off. There's also a chance if the internet doesn't improve that I may not even do shows next week because there's no point for me to prepare a show if I'm not going to get good internet connection. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm here now. I'm sorry. It's also my fault. I don't feel like I've been promoting my shows as well as I should be, just because of everything I got going on right now. We've been putting a lot of work into getting Warline 2 out there and also Yisum Shin. So lots going on. Yeah, exactly. All right. I have Batman, Superman number 30. That's going to go for $1. I have Adventures of Superman number 430. That's $1. I have Extreme Justice number 15 and number 16 and number 17, all going for $1 a piece. So you get all these. It's $3. All right. And I think I'm coming down with something too, which is also not fun. I've been feeling really kind of achy and not good lately. I appreciate all you guys too. Thank you for saying that, Jay. I have Captain America 14 and 15. This is going to go for just $2. I have Heavy Metal Elements Swamp God number 4. The Polar, art by Polo Armacano. Going for $1. So what are you guys doing over the weekend? I know as soon as this show is done, I'm gonna make some dinner and probably I don't know, read some comics. I've been sitting in front of the screen playing Spider-Man 2. I just finished it last night, and I think I need a break from video games, and I want to start getting more into. I want to apply the things that I took from Spider-Man 2 in terms of like the inspiration and see how that can affect my work, especially with getting Dexter working on Yisun Shin. So gonna be doing some drawing, some reading, and enjoying the rest of my weekend. What about you guys? What are you doing for the rest of the weekend, or what have you been up to? I have Constantine number 5 going for $1. All right, guys, we got a double rack here. And here's the deal. This is all stuff that's just been sitting in the warehouse. It needs to go. I could sell all this stuff for $2 all day. Each book for $2. I'm doing $15 racks. But since you guys have stuck with me throughout this entire show, here's what I'm willing to do right now. If you buy this double rack, I will do it for $25. $25, because it's normally 15 and 15, that'd be 30. And since you guys have stuck with me, and it is Small Business Saturday, and we still do have 30 minutes of really awesome selling time to get through some of these really cool books here, I will do all of these comics for $25. You spend $50 with me, you get free shipping on your order. I got a whole bunch of people who have free shipping on the way with their orders, but go ahead and grab this. The biggest keys I have within reach right now, let's see here. Give me a sec, Bronze. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming in. You're carrying so much weight for the experience, man. You're doing a great job on your shows and everything. Colin and I talk all about what you guys are up to, and we appreciate having you on the network. You're a great contributor to it all. All right, let's see what else I got here. Yeah, that's what I would say. So these are my heaviest hitters that I have here right now. But I have Sensational She-Hulk number 1. That's going for $40. I had it priced at $50. I'm doing it at $40. I have Something Is Killing the Children number 21. I actually have grabbed the wrong variant. It's this one right here. This is the mask variant, and that's just going for $10. Not a super key book, but it is a key book in the series if you're reading it, and it is a variant of that issue. So I'll do the regular cover for $5 and this one for $10. The variant at $10. I have Secret Wars number 6, signed by Jim Shooter and Mike Zeck. That's going to go for $60. So $60 on this. That's a deal, I think. I have Ultimate Fallout number 4. It's out of the poly bag, but it's a pretty clean copy. I think you're looking at somewhere between a 9.0 and up. It's been pressed as well. It's a nice clean copy of Ultimate Fallout number 4. I am going to ask for 800 or best offer on Ultimate Fallout 4. I haven't sold it. I don't really showcase it very much because I doubt that I'm going to have someone who's really serious about buying it on the show. And I kind of just want to let it get up in value a little bit more. When I picked this up, I got it in 2017, and that was before the Spider-Verse movie came out. And I had a feeling there was something about this book. And it's just escalated in value since. So back when I got it, it was $50. I'll never find a copy of that book for $50 ever again. So I've been holding on to that book for a while, but we've had a pretty slow show. So if I sold this book today, I would be very happy. So I'm glad that you asked this question because it gives me a chance to kind of like make up for stuff. What grade do I have on the She-Hulk? Honestly, I'm going to say, I don't like saying numbers, and, I'm not like an expert when it comes to grading, but I'm definitely going to say this is going to fall into the very fine plus category. Is that even a thing? Very VF plus, VF plus. I don't see any problems with the book at all. No defects. Yeah, back cover's fine. Book's fully intact. I hold it up to the light, see if I can see any dings on it. I don't really see anything. Then again, I'm not a grader, so I can't tell. They say when you have these little, there's these invisible ticks, and you can't even see them. You have to hold them up into the light in order to see them. I don't really see anything when I hold this book up into the light, but they say that getting that pressed out is actually a bad idea. It can actually lower the grade of the book. At least that's what I heard a couple people tell me. I could be wrong about it. You probably know more than I do. Since you proudly wear the crown of Bronze Age nerd. Yeah, see, it's a bad time to sell it too, right? So it's like, this is not the time to sell it. But, I need money kind of a thing. So it's like, if someone were to seriously consider it, I would do it. The next book I have, this is the last one. This is also a bad book to sell right now. I have The Boys #1, graded at a 9.8, signed by Garth Ennis in bronze. This is going for about $600 right now. This is my ask on this book. But there was a point when this book shot up in value so high because of the popularity of the series. I think I saw one that had multiple signatures on it sell for like $2,400, and it was also a 9.8. So I was hoping to get something like that, but maybe I had an inflated vision of what I could really get for this book. So I brought it down to $1,200. And then I thought to myself, if someone's willing to give me a good offer on this book, I think I could part with it. Let me tell you what I'm personally into it for, to explain and justify my cost for this book. So basically, Chuck Pino, who was on our show about an hour ago, he gave me a regular version of this book, and it was a 9.8. And he was like, "Hey, dude, do you think you could sell this for me?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. I'll give it my best. What do you want for it, Chuck?" He told me the price he wanted for it, and I looked it up online, and I saw it was reasonable. I asked him, what would our cut be? We worked everything out. So it doesn't. He gives it to me at Emerald City Comic Con. It doesn't sell. So the next weekend I'm at C2E2, and I got it up there. And my rack falls over with this book included, cracks. Oh, damn it. And the show just started too. And I'm like, and I was agonizing for a good hour about what to do. So then I just decided to call up Chuck, and I said, "Hey, Chuck, you just made yourself $400 because I'm buying this book off of you because I dropped it and it cracked. Sorry, bro." He goes, "Cool. All right, here's $400. I paid him. We were done. So now what the hell am I going to do with this book? I have to get it regraded. I have to send it back to CGC. But it just so happened that Garth Ennis was at this convention. So I actually decided that, hey, this is a 9.8. If I get Garth Ennis to sign it, I can make my money back at some point down the road. It's a good investment. So I had a CGC witness. His name is Brad Owens, I believe. And he's, he does a lot of pressing, and he's also a CGC certified witness. So he was able to get this signed by Garth Ennis for me. He got it pressed, and it came back exactly a 9.8, with everything. And here's the thing about it is when the slab cracked, we had to get it open. And they gave me this little key thing to crack open the sides of it so that I wouldn't damage the book. And then they took it out. And obviously when you take things out and it's mishandled or whatever, things can happen. So they did a really good job of handling it. They pressed it carefully. They sent it off to CGC, and I had it back in record time. The problem is that I got it right after season 3 of The Boys ended. So I'm like, I'm waiting for season 4. And Gen Z has come out, and it's been pretty good. I like Gen Z. I like that show. Is it Gen Z or Gen V? Sorry, Gen V. I saw the first 2 episodes of it. It's good, and it's written like The Boys, but here's the problem. It's not The Boys. So this is another book that it's not a really great time to sell it for. that's why I'm pricing it at $600. I at least want to make 200 on this, but I know that if I hold on to this until season 4 comes out and is like popular and everything, I could probably get a little bit more. You know, maybe something closer to like 800 or $1,000. That's what I'm hoping for. I'd like to at least double my money for all the agony I went through with this book. And I know it'll happen at some point, so I'm not really like anxious to get rid of it, but it's here, and that's what I have downstairs. I have more key books, but those books are in my personal collection right now. I just want to get back to a point in my life where I can say I bought a bunch of key books and I have them for my family and for my kids for like when I'm not here anymore. And it's mainly stuff that I myself wanted to own. Like I just got the entire run of Kraven's Last Hunt. You know, I'm putting together, I have a run of Crisis of Infinite Earths. I'm trying to build out a Secret Wars one, and I'm just missing like a couple issues, including stupid issue 8, which is a couple $100 now. When I first started dealing, I got an entire run of Secret Wars 1 through 12 for $40. Flipped it for $80. Now that series is worth so much more. So anyway, those are any color breaks on the Secret Wars. Sorry, you've been sitting here listening to me rant, and I should have answered your question. No color breaks on it. It's actually in pretty good shape. No color breaks on that cover. I would honestly say you're probably looking at a very fine on this too. Something between a 6.5 and a 7 going up. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't know unless you got it cleaned and pressed and all that other jazz. You know, like I'm not a professional grader, but it is signed by both Mike Zeck and Jim Shooter. I don't have a COA to prove that, but it is their signatures on the book. I think I have photo proof or something like that. I have photo proof. You know what I'm actually thinking about doing with this Electra if it doesn't sell? I'm just doing this for $4 right now, bronze. So normally I try and sell it for $5. I'm doing it for $4. I really like the artwork in this. There's a part of me that wants to grab this entire run and just read it. Electra Saga number 2, going for just $4. Yeah, he's not going to sign anymore. He's retired to the Philippines. You know, Mike Zeck. All right, so do I have any takers on this double rack here going for $25? No takers? In which case, I'm going to take all this stuff down and start bringing out some other dollar books. Bronze, how was your Thanksgiving, dude? And Tori, how was your Thanksgiving? I finished Spider-Man 2 last night at 1:30 in the morning. I was playing it for multiple hours at a time. I haven't done that with a video game in forever, but Spider-Man 2 was that game where I decided it was okay to do that with. And I'm kind of like in that, I feel like I've been in hibernation and I'm like coming out into the wild, but that's not true. I've actually been doing a lot of other stuff, but I didn't have my kids this week and I knew I wasn't going to have them for Thanksgiving. And that kind of like, you know, upsets me a little bit because I like to spend time with my boys. We play video games together. We do all kinds of stuff together. So, but it's nice to have the time. It's nice to be able to relax a little bit. Unwind the way I want to unwind. And sitting on my FA doing FA all day long playing Spider-Man 2 is when I'm looking for inspiration. I'm always looking for inspiration. I would love to be able to write Spider-Man at some point, and you know, if I'm not like a big fan of Spider-Man, then why would anybody want to hire me to write it? You know? I have no idea what the ladder to get up there looks like, but the one thing I know is that it's something that I want to check off my list when I look back on my career in about 10 years. And I've worked with a lot of the editors that were on Spider-Man for a very long time. So surely there has to be some way that I can, sneak my way into getting such a writing opportunity. And I'm going to start to pursue that going more into 2024 because I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. Hey man, that charity auction is going to be awesome because you guys got a lot of like Ninja Turtle stuff in there. Yeah. I'm too slow. I'm actually really a slow writer too, and that's probably I can speed up my process if I have an idea of what I want to do with the story. But even so, it's quite a challenge, like when we met Zeb Wells, it's like dude's got to pump out a new issue every 2 weeks. And everybody comes on board and starts jumping on him and being like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, or this guy's this and that. It's a very easy thing to say, but then you take that job. What would you do? And Zeb is having the time of his life. He knew that he was going to be working with Ed McGuinness on 4 issues of Spider-Man. He said, I'm going to give him a Dr. Octopus story. What is he doing that's any different than any other creator on Spider-Man has done over the course of the, what is it now? 60 plus years, because he's 62, right? Yeah. So it's 60 years of history with this character. And, he's having the time of his life. He knew that Ed McGuinness would love to draw Dr. Octopus. They decided that they were going to tell a Dr. Octopus story together. When he works with different artists, he decides to throw different stuff at them. He has a vision of where he wants to go with the story, but in order to do it with the artist that he wants to do it with, John Romita Jr., he needs to buy himself time. But that book needs to come out every 2 weeks. So it's really easy to get on that guy's back and say, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. And much harder to actually look at what he's doing within the scope of what he's allowed to do with the time that he has and the creators that he's working with, and keep it to the point where he still feels like a 10-year-old kid writing Spider-Man. The 10-year-old in him is excited. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. All right. But it's something I'd love to be able to do. What's up, JD? I'm going to be in your neck of the woods pretty soon. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with you. All right, guys, we're going to take one more commercial break. When we get back, I'm going to go through another pile of dollar books, and then we're going to switch it up to Chuck's show. So I will see you guys in just a moment.
There's a comic book universe on the streets of Cleveland. Hero Tomorrow Comics is debuting
Violante, the Undead.
Get the new issue or the entire acclaimed library live on Kickstarter.
I'm coming for you, Cleveland.
Details at clevelandsuperhero.com.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. You just finished the last episode of your favorite news show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
For years, I have traveled the world slinging my creator-owned comics at the biggest and hottest cons. Now I'm busting out my personal collection of comics, toys, games, and more in order to bring the fun and excitement of con life right to your screen. There's only one place to get your comics and collectibles and chat live with the greatest showman in modern comics. So bust out your keyboard and get ready to call it in! You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show.
All right, guys, we are back for another 14 minutes. I have Avengers 240 and 256 number 319, number 321, all going for $1 a piece. So that is all 4 books for $4. I have Darkhold number 8 going for $1, Blue Beetle number 7, and number 8, and number 10 going for $1 a piece. So we're going to do all 3 for $3. All 3 for $3. I have giant-sized Iron Man number 244, number 245, number 246, number 248, number 251, and number 252. I will do all of these books. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 issues of Iron Man, all going for $1 a piece. That is $6 for the run. The Darkhold's pretty cool too. I have The Boys number 1. This is from the Dynamite Dollar Special. That's going to go for $1. I have The Punisher number 12 and number 13. That's going to go for $2 on that run for the Punisher books. Artist Elite number 3 is $1. Chapel number 1 is $1. Hey PJ, what's up, man? And number 2 is $1. How you doing? How was Thanksgiving? Thanks for stopping in. We got about 12 minutes left to go before we close out this show. And I've done a lot of dollar books today. I'm probably going to do another show on Monday if I can get my internet back up and running by then, just so you guys can have a chance to claim some of these goodies, because we had a lot of dollar books today that didn't go. $50 on the Secret Wars. We got a deal. Done. Bronze, I got you. Let's make a deal. At this point, it's got to move, sir. Thank you very much. And you know what? I'll hook you up with free shipping on that too. And we're going to spin this wheel for you. Hook you up with something else. Can we run the Wheel of Skid Bark video?
It's time to spin the wheel of Skid Bark, bark, bark.
All right, we're spinning the wheel for bronze here. Bronze, you get a $2 comic, so you can just call one off the rack, or I'll hook you up with something. All right. I have Justice League number 56 going for $1. I have, no, thank you, man. I appreciate your business. Make sure this gets out to you in good shape. Thank you very much. I appreciate the business. I have Aquaman number 1. That's going to go for $1. I have Commander Rao number 1 going for $1. Damage Zero is going for $1. I have Superman in Action Comics number 27. This is from the New 52. That's going to go for $1. I have Starman number 1. That's going to go for $1. I got Vampirella Year 1 number 6 going for $1. Catwoman 13 is going for $1. Gretel number 1. That's going to go for $1. Number 2 is $1. Yeah, PJ, everything was good on Thanksgiving. I just basically played Spider-Man 2 for like 10 straight hours and just and beat it last night at 1:30 in the morning. I didn't play it all day. I was with my kids all day, and then at night I had a chance to finish out my game. I've also been kind of dealing with a couple things. My dog got a little sick, so they gave him antibiotics for his ears, and he's been puking a lot. So I took him into the vet this morning just to make sure everything was okay, because we were supposed to be flying to California together. And turns out that not only is he's fine to fly, the problem is he's too big of a dog. I don't have a carrier that fits within the construct of what the airline allows. So unfortunately, Bentley's not going to be able to come with me to LA for my vacation, and I really wanted to bring my dog with me. But I guess this is just a sign that perhaps this trip is meant for me to just get away from all responsibility completely and just relax. So I found someone who's going to watch Bentley while I'm gone, and yeah, it's kind of hard for me too. I'm recently divorced, so it's hard for me to be away from my kids, especially since while I was married, and a big reason why I stayed married was I wanted them to have the consistency in their lives of seeing their father all the time. Or knowing that I'm nearby, and it's tough for them when I leave for long periods of time. So I've just been kind of dealing with that and trying to make the most of them being here with me. So something happened here. Sorry, guys. I don't know why my camera broke out, but let's get this figured out. I don't know what the heck just happened here. Give me 1 second, guys. And we're back. Yeah, and I'm having internet issues too. Like this is the cherry on top telling me you need a break, bro.
We're going to call this the "And You're Back" episode.
Oh my God, dude. It really is that. But guys, if you haven't yet, please remember this is we're pushing towards 2,500 subscribers. So if you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up button, that like button, that share button. Let's get to 2,500 on the EXP. I have X-Men: The End. This is book 2, so I guess this is the second part of it, of a series. So we have issues 1, 2, and 3 going for $3. Yeah, the game's great. I really enjoyed playing it. It was it was like the only thing in my life that was getting me making me feel better about the way things have been going lately otherwise. I really enjoyed it a lot. There were a lot of things I didn't like about the game in terms of like the story decisions that they made, but then the things that I didn't like were far outweighed by the things that I did like. And I'm still kind of processing everything, but I really love what they did with Kraven the Hunter. I love what they did with Venom. I love what they're doing going forward. I just have a beef about one thing that happens at the end of the game, and something that they're clearly building up to, which just is frustrating to me. But it is what it is. It's not the game isn't just made to make me happy. I'm just happy I get a chance to play it in whatever format it's in. So, and I definitely appreciate what I got. I would rather have had that game than no game at all in terms of the storytelling. In terms of the actual gameplay, it's fantastic. It's so much fun. You can play this game for hours. You can lose track of time very easily. I have Eclipso #1 going for $1. That's why I had to just do everything in the game and beat it so that I could now distance myself and get back to work. All right, because that's probably the only game I'm gonna really invest that amount of time into playing. I just, usually when I play a game, it's something that'll take me, the average person, 10 hours to beat. It'll take me 30 because I just play in such small increments of time. It's just maybe a couple hours a week versus me playing and sitting throughout this long period of time playing the game. And upgrading my speaker system and my visuals on my TV. I was actually playing the game at 120 frames per second. That was freaking amazing. That's an experience. I have Man of Steel #4. That's going to go for $1. Oh, yeah, because you're a PC gamer. My son's a PC gamer, too. He's getting my other son into his younger brother into Fortnite now. I have Spider-Girl #92 and 95. I actually watched him play it yesterday. It's kind of cool. $2 on the Spider-Girls. I have some Soulfire here. Soulfire Zero going for $1. And I have Soulfire #1 going for $1. And then I got, I thought this was John Byrne, but it's not John Byrne. I got Peter Parker Spider-Man #5. That looked like John Byrne for some reason. I have Peter Parker Spider-Man 97 and 98, all going for $1 a piece. That is $3 for these books. Oh, you're mostly on Xbox? I have an Xbox too. I was playing Doom Eternal on it. My buddy's like, you gotta go back and play Doom. Play Doom, idiot. And I'm like, I will. When the time comes. That's something I still have to finish. I have Night Thrasher #2, #3, and #4. That's going to go for just $3. And I have a whole bunch of other books that I didn't get around to showcasing. So we definitely have something to come back to when I get back next week or the following week after. So like December 18th would be my day. Actually, no, not December 18th. So I'll be around. I'll be around next week, hopefully, with if my internet clears up. But on the week of December 4th through the 10th, I will be out of state. I'm going out to California for vacation and a convention. When I get back on the 11th, I will recycle some of these books again, and I'll do dollar deals on everything. And I just want to thank everybody for shopping with me today. I don't think I have any more time to build out another rack. But if anybody wants to claim this right now and right now only, I'll do this rack for $15 for anybody who's interested. Hopefully I'll be back with you guys on Monday, assuming my internet problem is fixed and I'm good to go by that point. If not, we're going to just take off next week, take off the following week, and I'll be back going strong going into Christmas and hooking you guys up with deals. But thank you again for hanging out with me. I know that my internet connection has been kind of sloppy, and it is what it is. But Bronze, thank you. You saved the show for me, man. I appreciate it. I owe you one. If I ever see you at a con, we gotta grab a beer, man. So $15 on the rack. Give you guys. I guess this is the time to end the show, right? You guys, I have to end at 58. So I guess this is it. So if you guys have any questions about any of the bottom row books that I showcased here, feel free to come back after and we'll do a call it after you see it. So you guys can ask me questions about that. You can ask me questions about the FOMO books and the key books that we had here in our collection. You guys can ask me about all that stuff. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And thank you for shopping with me today. Take care.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.